the other day, actually this entire week, I have been scouting Marketplace for that item. I'll let you know at the get-go. It's an iPhone, right? Us siblings decided to get a very nice second-hand iPhone to gift. I won't tell you the specific unit. Maybe you can make your guesses, right? Maybe you can make your guesses based on the price. But I'm not new to buying and selling iPhones. I've sold all my iPhones on Marketplace, and I've sold most of them remotely. I've bought gadgets. I've bought iPads remotely as well. So, pagdating sa pagsa-scout ng kung ano yung mukhang scam sa hindi mukhang scam, I have to tell you that I was really fooled by this one. Hindi to tipong, wow, oh my God, this deal is out of this world. Let's just dive straight into it. No, it wasn't like that. I did my due diligence. So, I found the iPhone. Kinontak ko yung seller. Okay, boss, ganito. Pwede bang ibigay mo sa akin yung serial number at yung IMEI? So, pro tip chat, if you search up the serial number of a phone, of an Apple product online, you actually get to see kung kailan siya binili, kung may warranty pa, and kung may anomalies sa product na to. So yeah, serial number. Check. In fact, the phone is pretty new. August lang siya binili. That's a good sign, right? Because, I'm not being sold an old product. The battery health doesn't seem like it was replaced kasi 100% pa yung battery health. That's all good signs. I also asked for the IMEI number. Why do I need the IMEI number? Because if you search the IMEI number online, you also get to see if the phone was stolen. Pro tip, you can also do that. For any product, IMEI, there's this search engine online. You input the IMEI, you find if you can find out if the phone was stolen. Also with the serial number, you get to find out if the phone was refurbished. Asked for the model number to see if the phone was purchased in the Philippines or in other parts of the world. Baka mamaya, double eSIM siya. It's not that there's going to be a problem with that. But of course, again, doing my due diligence, looking at every single factor from the iPhone that I'm going to be buying. Okay, great. Lahat ng mga hinihingi kong information, pasok, green flag after green flag. But not only was I able to get those green flags when the seller sent me those photos and those videos, but I also did a video call. Nag-video call kami nung seller and pinakita niya sa akin live na ito yung phone, hawak-hawak niya. As I was saying, boss, pakita ng serial number, pakita ng IMEI. We did the exact same thing, but this time on video call. So check, right? Check, sige. Now, finally, because I was convinced that I am buying a legitimate product with a box, with a couple of third-party cases as well. Nagtawanan pa nga kami ni seller. Sabi pa nga ni seller, yung mga cases niya, and this is, in hindsight, it's pretty clever. Sinabi ni seller, tong mga case actually, walang urig dyan eh. Binili ko lang yan sa Baclaran. Mahilig kasi ako magsimba. Na-insert niya pa yun na mahilig siya magsimba. So nung binok ko na, sabi niya, boss, wag kang mag-alala, bahay ko naman din yung yung pin, yung pagbubukan mo. Sabi ko, okay, sure, no problem, doesn't really matter to me. But that's a little more reassuring, right? And pagdating nung rider, right? So sabi niya, send ko sa kanya yung link nung rider para pagdating nung rider, pwede niyang abangan. Kasi we did this transaction at like 12:30 a.m. after last night's stream. Now, dumating na yung rider and nag-video call ulit kami ni seller for the last time when it comes to due diligence. Okay, sabi ko, ito na, ibibigay ko yung down payment na 14K once makita ko na yung cellphone na ibibigay mo kay rider is the exact same phone you've been showing me the entire time. Right? So, okay, Binigay niya kay rider yung phone, ginaid niya si rider kasi baka mabagsak ni rider yung phone, 'di ba? Ako yung nag-book, to be clear, ako yung nag-book ng rider. Just so everybody knows, ako yung nag-book ng rider before you get any ideas. So okay, hawak ni rider yung phone, pero ginaguide ni seller, and then chinek ko yung serial number, yung IMEI, yung model number. I even asked for the box to be compared with the unit itself. Para kung ano yung mga numbers, ano yung serial number sa box, yun din yung serial number ng unit. And then binigay niya sa rider, sabi niya pa sa rider, "Boss, mukhang malayo pa yung biyahe mo ah. Ano ka pa from Cavite, Quezon City ako." So parang ang bait naman ng seller, talagang mukhang maalagain to. And then here's where it starts getting a little weird. Nakaalis na si rider. Biglang nag-message sa akin si seller. May pinadala siyang screenshot. Screenshot ng misis niya getting really mad at the seller. I'm gonna paraphrase this, but basically, sinabi nung asawa ni seller, misis nung seller, ano ba naman yan? Pinagmumura niya na, napakamahal ng bili ko sa iPhone na yan, ibebenta mo lang ng 14K. Akala ko ba 28K mo binebenta? Pang susugal mo lang yan, no? Gumanon pa yung misis. And at this point, yeah, I'm pretty safe in what's happening. I mean, it really didn't alert me to anything. In hindsight now, it's sketchy, right? Kasi I did my due diligence. So parang ang nangyari, ginugusto ni Mrs. na magbayad na ng buo. Kasi natatakot yung Mrs. na baka si seller, ibebenta niya lang ng 14K and baka si seller pa yung maloko. So, nakalayo na ng onti yung rider. Tumawag sa akin yung rider. Sabi nung rider sa akin, "Sir, nagkakaproblema po. Ayaw yata siyang paalisin nung seller kasi nagkakaproblema sila nung asawa niya. Ano po bang gagawin, sir? Pakisabi na lang sa akin." Gumaganon yung rider. Ako to parang, wow, naipit pa si rider. And ngayon I'm in a very stressful situation because I'm trying to handle and mitigate what's happening with the seller, but at the same time I can't do anything wrong with the rider or else the rider might just decide to flee, right? Umalis na lang siya, dala niya yung cellphone, or wala na siyang pakialam, 'di ba? So I told the rider, sabi ko sa rider, "Ganito kuya, yung cellphone wag mo muna ibibigay. Wag mo muna ibabalik sa seller. Hawakan mo lang yung cellphone, aayusin ko to." So bumalik ako kay seller, sabi ko, ano bang nangyayari? Usapan natin 50% down, 'di ba? 50% pag alis ni rider, 50% pagdating mo sa akin. Sabi ni seller, oo nga, kaso si Mrs. Ano talaga, ang daming sinasabi, hindi naniniwala sa akin. Ito ganyan, magdagdag ka na lang ng 6K para mas maging kampante siya. Dito na ako medyo parang magdadagdag ba ako ng 6K? Yung rider hindi pa nakakaalis? Pwede bang hindi? Pwede bang stick tayo sa 50%? Stick tayo sa 50%. Yun yung usapan natin eh. 'Di ba? Ang sabi mo 14K pagkakuha ng item, 14K pagkadating dito. And I was being very what's the word? Not democratic, diplomatic. I was being very diplomatic. Nagta-type lang ako, sabi ko, hindi. I don't wanna get anybody mad because I'm already out 14K. Na-deposit ko na eh. I forgot, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but I said na nung final due diligence, nung chine-check na ni rider yung item at minamatch niya sa box yung serial number, sabi ko, sige, bank transfer na ako. Binigay sa akin ni seller yung yung bank details niya, and pinadala ko yung 14K. So at this point, I'm already out 14K. I don't want to get anybody mad, much less the rider who's holding on to my phone. What if he just doesn't care, right? Balik niya sa seller yung gamit, yung cellphone ko. And then what? I'm out 14K for good. So, inaalagaan ko yung rider, sinisigurado kong hindi rin magagalit si seller. And then, there's just this 15-minute conversation of going back and forth, circling around the same topic again and again and again about how hindi, 14K yung down payment, 14K din ulit pagdating dito. Tapos, hindi ko madadagdag yung 6K kasi nga usapan natin the rest of the payment pagdating na dito. And then, in this 15 minutes, kung saan paikot-ikot lang yung conversation namin, tumawag na si Ryder. Sabi ni Ryder sa akin, "Sir, ano na pong nangyayari? Medyo nakakaabala na po kasi. Parang hindi ko na alam kung ano yung kung saan ba ako pupunta, sino ba yung susundan ko." And sabi ko talaga kay Ryder, Kuya Ryder, babayaran na kita ng extra. Wag mo lang ibibigay yung item sa seller. I'm willing, sabi ko kay Kuya Ryder, kailangan ko kasi na nasa iyo lang yung item kasi pag binalik mo yung item sa kanya, baka yun na yun, tapos na. 14K ko, wala na forever. So, sabi ni Ryder, magkano ba, sir, yung ibibigay mo? So, I thought of the highest reasonable number I thought I could give to the rider for his time waiting. At this point, he's been waiting for maybe 20 minutes. Sabi ko, sige, Gcash kita 500. Meron ka bang Gcash? Sabi niya, wala po, sir eh. Sabi ko, sige ganito, hanapan natin ng paraan yan. Pagdating mo dito, ibibigay ko yung 500 para sa abala. Bukod pa sa shipping fee na, by the way, kinover ni sender. Alright. And then I go back to the seller. It's another 5-10 minutes of the same conversation again. I'm not budging. I don't want to give the rest of the 14K. I don't want to give my 6K. Seller isn't budging either. Ayaw niya paalisin si Ryder. Gusto niya ayaw niyang makipag-away sa misis niya. Ika-cancel na lang yung deal if we have to, sabi ko. And at this point, ayaw niya i-cancel yung deal kasi baka naman daw pwede hanapan ng paraan. Sabi ko, hindi, cancel na lang natin. Rebook na lang tayo ng Ryder. Gumaganon ako. And then, it's getting very stressful. Tumawag na naman si Ryder sa akin. Sabi ni Ryder sa akin, "Sir, ano na pong nangyayari?" This time, a little bit more intense. "Sir, ano na pong nangyayari? Ang tagal ko na po talagang nag-aantay. Hindi ko po alam gagawin ko. Pinadala ko pa yung list." Ito pa, sabi kasi ni seller sa akin, hingiin mo yung, this is an important detail. Sabi ni seller sa akin, na hingiin ko raw yung ID and yung plate number ni Ryder. Because it would give me more assurance na hindi ako lolokohin ni Ryder. And in the same way, it will give him some kind of assurance na hindi siya lolokohin ni Ryder as well. So, tumatawag na si Ryder sa akin. Sabi niya, parang, "Sir, ano na po to? Parang binigay ko po sa inyo yung lisensya ko at yung plaka ko. Ano na pong ginagawa niyo?" And he's getting irate at this point, and I don't want to stress the rider out because, again, he's essentially the middleman, the man who's going to be responsible for completing the transaction, right? So, okay. At this point, no one was budging. Ayoko magdagdag sa 14K na i-deposit ko na, and ayoko na rin magdagdag pa ng kahit anong pera. Ayoko magbayad ng buo. So sabi ko kay seller, you know what? Cancel na lang natin yung deal. Okay, cancel na lang natin yung deal. If you wanna rebook, let's rebook. Kung ayaw nung asawa mo, wag na rin. Sabi ni seller, ano na lang boss, cancel na lang natin to kaysa magkagulo sa asawa. So finally, it does get canceled, right? It does get canceled. Video call ni seller si Ryder na binabalik niya yung cellphone kay seller. So para ipakita na hindi tumakas si Ryder actually gave the phone back to the seller. It's all on video call. Video call niya ako eh. I'm a little bit upset, but at this point, everything is still on video. Everything was being recorded. Very transparent lahat ng nangyayari. Now, we get to this point where Ryder is now out of the picture and it's just me and the seller. The seller has my 14K. The seller still has the cell phone. Usap kami. Ano na to, boss? Ano nang gagawin natin? Tutuloy ba natin? Kakancel ba natin? Again, ayaw niya magalit yung misis niya. So, kaysa paguluhin pa natin to, i-cancel na lang natin yung deal. Okay. Now, we've both decided na i-cancel na lang namin yung deal, right? And as we were talking, right, tuloy-tuloy yung usapan, sabi niya, ano ba account details mo? Binigay ko sa kanya yung bank details ko para maibalik niya yung 14K na kinuha niya. Sabi sa akin nung seller, boss, pa-wait si this person ha. This person? This person is now unavailable on Messenger. And that's when I realized it was all a scam. I have to admit, that was pretty slick. That was a smooth ending. That was a very smooth ending to it. Boss, pa-wait si this person ha. This person is now unavailable on Messenger. Sino si this person? Si this person is unavailable on Messenger. So, I got scammed. At this point, I'm like, oh shit. Damn, 14K. You know, it's a lot of money, right? Maybe for some it's not as much, but you know, if you really think about it, 14K is about as much as an entire month of minimum wage. And it's no joke, chat. 14K, I could have bought Valorant skins, which I've been trying not to buy this entire time. Bumigay na yung mga kalaro natin sa Benifam sa pamimili ng skins. But I didn't buy skins with the 14K. Right? Chat, this gift, this anniversary gift, remember the light, the box, the light box? Hindi ko pa binibili yung ilaw nung light box, which is supposed to be on top of our heads, because I've been saving up for it. I could have bought 2 lights with the 14K. 2 lights. And I've been stopping myself from buying lights to use this light box on because I've been saving money. And you know, all these realizations were coming in my head, right? We're now entering part 2. Realizations with what happened, you know, a little bit of acceptance already kasi na-scam na tayo, right? Ano pa bang magagawa ko? 'Di ba? Ano pa bang magagawa ko? We don't really, you know, I got blocked already. And about 10 minutes into kind of being really upset about it and just, you know, accepting my fate because it is what it is, and going through it some more will just cause more problems I have no means to resolve anyway. A number calls me. 10 minutes in, a number calls me. Can you guess who it is? Can you guess who the number is, chat? Guess who the number is? Guess who the number who called me? Guess the number of the person who called me. I mean, not the number. Guess who called me. You're right. You're right. It was the rider. Tumawag sa akin yung rider. Sabi niya, "Sir, kanina pa ako nag-aantay dito. Asan po ba kayo? Hindi dumarating dito si pick up." I'll let that sink in for a bit. Asan po ba kayo? Na andito lang ako sa may tindahan. Andito lang po ako sa tindahan. Kanina pa po ako nag-aantay. Wala pong dumarating dito, sir, sa pick up nyo po. Yeah, you get it now? You get it now? So this entire time, the rider that I was talking to, trying to calm down, trying to say na bibigyan kita ng extra, was all part of the skit. Naipit pa yung rider sa gitna. The real rider. So now let's change some of their names, right? Because when I was talking to the real rider, he's now called Real Rider. So we have Real Rider, we have Seller, we have Fake Rider, and then chat, there's even a fourth character. Can you guess who the fourth character is? So we have Seller, we have Fake Rider, we have Real Rider. Guess who the fourth person is? Nope. Nope. Not the wife. Here's where it gets actually honestly cool. Kasi sobrang sophisticated nung scam eh. Not the wife, hindi yung anak, hindi yung manager, hindi yung tunay na seller. The fourth character is Fake Carlos. This entire time, there was a fake Carlos talking to the real rider in delaying things para hindi i-contact nung rider yung actual number ko. Because of course, on the Lalamove app, andun yung totoo kong number. Pero si Fake Carlos, kinakausap si real rider para mang-delay, para hindi tawagan yung actual number ko. This entire time, there were 3 cell phone numbers involved. Okay? There were 3 numbers involved. There was the seller's number, which was on the Lalamove app. There was Fake Carlos trying to delay Real Rider. And there was Fake Rider trying to make all the acting come together. Trying to complete the scam. In fact, the seller's job is done. Tama na yung trabaho ng seller, di ba? At tapos na yung trabaho niya. Nakuha niya na yung bank deposit ko eh. Ang trabaho ni Fake Rider is to squeeze even more money out of me. Ang trabaho ni Fake Rider is to create stress para maibigay ko na yung natitirang 14K. If not, yung 6K na pinapadagdag ni seller para makaalis na siya. So, they were squeezing as much money out of me as possible. In fact, I don't think I mentioned this earlier today. Sabi sa akin ni Fake Rider, 'di ba? Boss, magkano ba yung naalala niyo to, sinabi ko kanina? Boss, magkano ba yung pwede mong ibigay? And I thought of 500, right? Just to calm him down, 500. Sabi sa akin ni Fake Rider, Sir, baka pwede mo na lang ibigay kay seller yung 500 para ibigay niya na lang sa akin in cash. This Fake Rider was trying to squeeze every peso out of me, if not for the 6K, not completing the entire payment, but even for the fact to calm him down. Kahit yung 500, gusto niyang ipadala ko na sa seller. So it's pretty crazy, right? It's really insane.